24 years
from Coachella, IBF lightweight champion of the world, the knockout WBA, WBO lightweight champion of the world,
and uses jab.
Juan Diaz likes to keep a very busy pace.
And other fighters are so unusual advantage for them.
Right hand over the top by Juan Diaz.
And that's what he's doing. He did say that that's what he's going to do in this fight, and he's doing it. And he's not getting hit with any. But, you know, they're going to stop and fight him, so.
Working on, as the fight wears on, his inner Mexican kicks in.
And that's what happens to some young boxers. They don't have a little discipline, and he's working on the discipline of taking his time and using some poison. They're a good combination of punches.
He's successful. Have to put hurt on. He is a quick down through attrition.
One of those doubles hitters. He's not a home run hitter.
See, already Diaz is doing more fighting than he anticipated he would have to.
Julio Diaz in the green.
Did I say
Juan and Julio?
I usually don't on the air, but we may be forced to hear. Little abrasion, Julio Diaz. But he's holding his own in this round. A good, brisk, tough.
And here we see a good combination by Juan Diaz. Good array of punches.
Let's go.
Three of them.
Against
about the fact that you're standing there and you're fighting with your flank. Take that step back. Don't just stand there. But Juan Diaz seems to bring up comfort level.
What happens when one back?
And another result of quick hands like this is that the opponent of Juan Diaz becomes a little bit reluctant to punch sometimes. Back at him.
Lennox's Julio making a mistake here, standing in the wheelhouse of Juan Diaz.
Better move at some different angles and capitalize off of it.
Good uppercut.
See, standing in front of Juan Diaz is a mistake, because what I call a good puncher and can hurt you or cut you, so you don't want to take that type of chance.
Julio Diaz, the movement that he said he would.
To muscle Juan Diaz. Because he's the bigger guy, and he thinks it would be to his advantage if he can push him back, but he's going to pay a price for that.
Does switch southpaw, something.
And Julio's trying something that he's seen work on other boxers. You know, guys that give you that pressure, if you push them back, then they can't stop going back. Right, Larry, it's a big sacrifice to do that.
Most of those punches there missing from Juan Diaz. Slaps a left to the head. Nice combination by Juan Diaz. He responds to Julio Diaz.
Julio Diaz is saying he's not taking a step back. He wants to punch it out.
Town in the ring, but he seems to do all right.
And Julio Diaz in the green, who was married at the age of 18, is the father of 3, has his own construction company, and is also of his own, Kid Diaz Boxing. Two very nice young men.
Incidentally, Juan is doing a good, but he needs to throw more jabs before he comes in.
Juan Diaz, Julio is now best comfort zone. Back. You can't bully the bull. He is just relentless.
Some of that blocked by Julio Diaz, not all of it. Juan Diaz rips a combination.
Still trying to.
Well, maybe he has decided he can damaging. And so
play into the whole Juan Diaz strategy, though?
Well, it does, but he makes you play into it. He determines what the pace of the fight is.
Julio said this is the fight that he wanted. He wanted Juan Diaz. He's been calling for him for a while, and he's got what he wanted.
Well, they're two young fighters fighting like the whole future is in front of them. Not like old.
Through three.
Okay, boys. Bob, I gotta tell you this move. So he's standing in the middle of the ring. I mean, Julio's gotta stop. Julio Diaz using that other forearms. When Juan gets inside forearm, you can't.
And now looking for just jabbed right over his Lennox.
You know, said just perfect that style, and that can box both.
Once Julio Diaz languishes on the inside, Juan Diaz tags him. Those punches.
You see, and one of the things that happens here, Diaz, and so he's not getting his normal power to be able to get to Diaz before Diaz. You see that? They're like almost like.
Partly because he's looking to get out of the way while he's going forward than going back. It's like you're taking some sting off your own punches.
Through the first two rounds, as he has paid attention to.
Popping and coming out with his power punches. It's like take that step back, Juan's going to come forward, then throw a combination. But that's not what he was doing. That's not what he's doing now. All kinds of different things now, seeing what. And here we see a good array of punches by both boxers, trading punches.
As laying at a much.
I don't recall the last time I've seen a fight like Juan Diaz. There have been a few down through the decades.
Sorry, it's pure blue collar, isn't it?
I mean, he has hand speed.
Two things you can't coach. Hand
Leaves his way. He swims every day. Have a neck, keep punching like that for an hour.
There's a lot of credit to his conditioning coach, Brian. Not all of it landing, but
it seems like he's in great shape when he does that. And you know, it's a crowd-pleasing style when you throw a combination.
And
fans love that.
body.
Jab a lot, and you know that's going to take a lot of work, take a lot of energy out of him.
Julio Diaz does good work to the body. Juan Diaz comes back with a flurry of his own.
Julio Diaz, his older brother since he's 6 years, but never in a fight as a professional.
Good jab there. One jab. He's going to just fight his fight.
And you know he's not even breathing. He looks really relaxed and comfortable in there.
And boxing is just something.
Bob Papa, Larry Burchett, Len Chicago, the Sears Center. Juan Diaz, a relentless attack on Julio Diaz.
And Julio seemed kind of frustrated there for his head to on him.
Gino Rodriguez, our referee.
You know, Juan Diaz, the picture-perfect body, and that can around. You can't.
As a Savannah's gym. And Willie took a look at the chubby kid and said, this kid won't last 2 weeks. And years later, they're still together. Same here through almost 6 rounds. What can hide of Juan Diaz that keeps rolling
back and allows Juan Diaz to come and step into the pocket, then throw his combination, which Julio's getting hit with like good on the judges' cards.
Well, and that's the key. You have to put him ahead 6-0, and means he just has to win one of the remaining rounds to win the fight, unless it doesn't look like it can happen.
Juan Diaz has been down a couple times. A decision in that fight. Another combination from Juan Diaz, most of it missing. The other part of this trifecta, they haven't scored through 6.
6 rounds to nothing, 60 to 54. Juan Diaz. Anybody who's seen him before knows he can box. He hasn't boxed in 6 rounds. His choice, and that's the only 2 things he can do. I mean, he can't fight like this. He's fighting Juan Diaz's fight, and he's getting out punched. 6 to nothing, Juan Diaz.
If he could box him, he would box him now.
Larry, he's going to sprain or turn.
That's because Diaz is right in his chest.
And Larry, that's what Juan Diaz brings. He dictates the terms of the fight. He gets people to fight his fight.
See, after Juan Diaz throws his combination, he has to think defense after that, because obviously he's just waiting for Juan to finish throwing punches. Julio's trying to push Juan back, but it's still not working.
He doesn't get much. Julio Diaz, close range. The boxer.
Solid jab.
A little bit of a blow this way, and just get.
It's not even part of his game plan.
He's just a fighter. A real fighter. Not that Julio Diaz isn't.
Juan Diaz had 110 amateur fights. Turned pro at the age of 16 in Mexico. And he's opening up on Julio Diaz again.
And this kind of a flurry, close signs that.
You know, Julio has to decide what really works for him.
He's so far behind.
And don't discount all the body work.
Diaz photo, the seal opened up under both eyebrows.
Right hand to the body by Juan Diaz. Seems to have not paid one single dividend.
Not one. In fact, when he gets...
Sometimes in the fight, while his opponent doesn't even give him a little time to machine, it's not a style that's going to have 28 or 30. He's still with a double.
We roll to the end of the 8th.
And you know,
the baby boy.
Again deep and